Recently, an important and interesting piece of information emerged that deserves our full attention. The Philippine Navy's second Rizal-class frigate has been spotted undergoing a crucial phase of its development. The state-of-the-art warship, part of the Philippine Navy's naval modernization program, was caught on camera as it cruised quietly, yet powerfully, in the waters off Ulan, South Korea. This moment was not just a technical routine, but rather a significant milestone in the long journey towards enhancing the island nation's combat capability and maritime defense. The sea trials phase is one of the most crucial parts of the final process before the official handover to the Philippine Navy. During this stage, every technical and combat aspect of the ship is rigorously tested, from the propulsion system that ensures reliable movement to the sensors and radars that act as the ship's eyes and ears in the vast ocean. During these tests, technicians and crew from the South Korean shipyard worked closely with Philippine Navy personnel to ensure that every system was running perfectly and in accordance with the operational specifications required in the real field. The images show the ship operating stably and agilely, indicating that the ship's main systems, both the engine and navigation controls, are functioning optimally. This is a good sign for the combat readiness of the frigate, the new flagship of the Philippine fleet. From the outside, it is clear that the ship has been fully fitted with all major weapon systems and sensors, confirming that the final design is nearing its full operational configuration. The modernization of the Philippine Navy is not a standalone process, but rather part of a long-term plan called the Revised Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Program, RAFPMP. The program aims to elevate the combat capability of all branches of the armed forces to a level that is capable of responding to contemporary threats, from conventional conflicts to non-traditional aggression, such as piracy, smuggling, and maritime intrusions by foreign maritime militias. Within this framework, the acquisition of the Miguel Malvar-class frigates and Diego Silang-class frigates is the most visible element in the maritime transformation path. As primary surface combatants, these frigates represent a major leap from the patrol boats, or repurposed frigates that have been the backbone of the Philippine Navy since the post-World War II era. The warship is not just a new addition to the inventory, but a symbol of the evolution of Philippine defense technology. Equipped with an active electronically scanned array, AESA radar, the ship is capable of detecting, tracking, and targeting a variety of air and surface threats with high precision. The bow is equipped with a modern 76mm gun that has a high rate of fire and the flexibility to respond to various types of threats, including coastal targets. What stands out is the presence of a 16-cell vertical launch system, VLS, which is projected to accommodate VL Mica missiles, an air defense missile that can effectively protect the ship from medium-range air attacks. In addition, the ship also carries Sea Star anti-ship missiles and Blue Shark lightweight torpedoes, making it a multi-role platform capable of engaging both surface and underwater threats simultaneously. For close-in protection, the Close-in Weapon System, CIWS installed, serves as the last line of defense, capable of firing thousands of rounds per minute to neutralize the threat of enemy cruise missiles and aircraft attempting to penetrate the ship's defenses. All of these systems are integrated into the Advanced Combat Management System, CMS, that unifies sensors, weapons, and operational data into a centralized command system, enabling rapid reaction and effective coordination in complex combat scenarios. The ship is expected to be delivered to the Philippines between late June and early July 2025, subject to the results of technical testing and final logistical readiness. The arrival of the ship will not only strengthen the Philippine Navy's combat power, but also send a strong signal that the country is ready to take further steps in securing its vast and strategic maritime territory. The presence of these frigates will allow the Philippine Navy to conduct sovereignty patrols with wider coverage and shorter response times to potential threats, especially in sensitive areas such as the West Philippine Sea, which is often the scene of geopolitical dynamics. Moreover, the presence of these two new frigates will bring about a real change in the structure of the surface fleet, shifting the dependence on legacy ships from the previous era that have limitations in facing modern challenges. But no less important is the strategic dimension of this cooperation. South Korea, as a shipbuilding country, has become an increasingly important defense partner for the Philippines. Through this project, there is a strong signal that the relationship between the two countries goes beyond ordinary economic cooperation and has developed into a concrete security collaboration. Technology transfer, technical training, and defense industry development are part of the tactical advantages gained from this partnership. The Miguel Malvar-class frigates are designed not only as combat tools, but also as key platforms in the Philippine Navy's paradigm shift towards a more modern, self-reliant, and regionally competitive one. They will be able to play a role in joint naval exercises, international maritime security operations, and as a vehicle for maritime diplomacy in various multilateral forums. With the delivery schedule almost coinciding with the commissioning of the first ship of the same class, the presence of these two frigates is expected to have significant psychological and strategic effects. Barrier analysts note that the integration of these ships into the fleet will expand the Navy's operational capabilities, as well as pave the way for a potential wave of additional procurement of similar ships, or even the development of more advanced variants. There is also talk of a long-term plan, where this acquisition is just the beginning of a broader transformative phase. If current trends continue, it is not impossible that the Philippines will develop a fleet capability that is able to operate outside the domestic region independently, including in humanitarian assistance missions, trade protection, and cross-border maritime law enforcement. Then short, the information regarding the sea trials of the second Miguel Malvar frigate reflects more than just technical developments. It is a reflection of the national determination to strengthen maritime defense posture, expand strategic cooperation, and present a Navy that is not only formidable, but also relevant in the dynamic regional security landscape. Given the strategic impact of the two frigates, discussions are beginning to develop regarding the possibility of a follow-up procurement wave. Sources say the Philippine Navy is evaluating options for 2 to 4 more units, which would form a modern frigate squadron within the next decade. This vision is also supported by the proposed increase in the national defense budget that has been submitted to Congress. In addition, with the long-term plan to build a new naval base in Palawan and the development of strategic ports in Subic and Cavite, the presence of the Miguel Malvar-class frigates will be central to the active presence doctrine and maritime power projection.